delivering bad news to customers. It's never fun. We don't think of it as easy. Nobody wants to have to give a customer bad news. But did you know that when we get it right, delivering bad news can actually restore customer confidence? It can strengthen relationships. And it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be something that we resist. We can say no. We can deny a request. We can admit to a customer that what they want is simply not possible. In this video, I am answering questions directly from your comments, all questions around how to deliver bad news to a customer. If we haven't already met, I'm Myra Golden, customer service trainer and coach, de-escalation trainer and coach, creator of content and digital courses, LinkedIn learning instructor, educator, and poet. In my workshops, I blend psychology with practical strategies to empower customer service professionals just like you. I've trained over 2 million students, including Fortune 500 teams, in creating calm, confidence, and connection with customers. All right, let's dive right in to your questions. Question number 1. How do I deliver bad news without making the customer angrier? Great question, and I love where you are coming from with that. You get it. Giving bad news, just telling the customer what they don't want to hear is problematic. It's embedded in that interaction. The problem I most often hear when it comes to giving bad news to customers is frontline professionals are over apologetic. And this tends to be our empaths. And I am an empath. We're over apologetic, or on the other end, we are too vague when we give the bad news. And the problem with being either over apologetic or too vague is we might make the customer feel dismissed. And it's not intentional, but they might feel dismissed, or they feel like you are hiding something. There's something you are not revealing to them. So here's the fix for giving bad news without making the customer even angrier or feeling dismissed. I want you to be clear and I want you to be brief. So, for example, instead of, I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I can't do that. I wish I could. Now, this is too apologetic and you're not giving a reason why. I want you to try instead. I hear what you're saying. Here's what I can do. This option gives clarity and it shifts the focus to solutions. Customers appreciate directness, and when they see you are calm, you're not getting flustered, they see you're confident when you give this bad news, they tend to mirror that. They feel a lot more calm too. So there are many benefits to you being clear, direct, and confident when you give bad news. All right, question number 2. What if the customer gets really upset? Whew. You know, and I know that is going to happen from time to time. First of all, I don't want you to take that personally. It is not about you. You've done nothing wrong. People simply don't want to hear bad news. So it's about the news. It's about the situation. It is not about you. And the second thing I want you to do is acknowledge the customer's frustration. I want you to acknowledge their pain point And then we are going to guide the customer forward to the next steps. Instead of, I understand, but policy says we can't. This could be perceived as cold and dismissive. I want you to try instead. I can see why that's frustrating. Here's what I can do to help. When people feel heard, when people feel understood, they are less likely to escalate, in aggression or to a supervisor. A simple, I realize how frustrating this is, will work wonders. All right, our final question number 3. How do I end the conversation on a positive note? It's easy to end on a positive note when the customer accepts one of the options that you offer. But if that is not the case, and it's not likely the case here, I want you to keep in mind that what we don't want is for the customer to feel stuck, even when the answer is no. Even when what the customer wants in that moment is simply impossible for you to do, I don't want the customer feeling stuck. So what you'll do is offer options, even if you know the customer is not going to love any option you provide. Offer options and I say or because you might not always have an option, or I want you to guide them, assertively guide them to the next steps. Here's exactly how you do that. Offer options or explain the next step. Instead of, there's nothing else we can do, which really is a dead end, I want you to try. What I recommend is, or here's what will help moving forward. Even if they don't love the next steps, what your customer is going to remember is that you confidently guided them to the next steps instead of leaving them hanging. So, to recap delivering bad news to customers, I want you to be brief, confident, and clear. Acknowledge your customers' emotions, their pain points, but stay in control and guide the conversation forward. End with alternatives or presenting the next step. If you want to dive even deeper into how to deliver bad news to a customer, I want you to check out my LinkedIn learning course, Delivering Bad News to Customers. In that course, I break down my 4-step strategy for how to deliver bad news to a customer. I've placed a link to this course in the description. Thanks so much for watching. I invite you to drop your toughest scenario with customers in the comments, whether that's delivering bad news, de-escalating, saying no, whatever that is for you, share it in the comments, and I just might answer your question in my next video. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. All right, I'll see you in my next video.